What's up everyone, Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. We're going to talk rumors and specs and things coming out, but typically as they're very reliable sources. We're going to talk about something from Nikon and something from Canon, and an interesting talking point in regards to the Nikon D7300. So if you haven't heard, the D7300 has been something that is pretty much been on the rise, and I don't know what necessarily it would be in reaction to, because Canon hasn't put anything out that's really developed the game. They used to be on top of the videography game, but they've significantly failed throughout the past 2 years. They haven't done 4K video. The only really good redeeming quality of Canon is using Magic Lantern, which works most of the time, and it having its one of the best autofocusing for videography. The Nikon has just been far behind on a lot of stuff, but in more recent things, they were the first one necessarily to put 4K in their cameras. Now, they did the D5, which is obviously their flagship professional camera, and they did the D500, which is their $2,000 crop sensor camera. A lot of people were kind of confused at that, but the 4K was pretty decent, except that it was cropped in, obviously, and that's one of the things that they're going to have to go around. But one of the biggest rumors coming out now, once again, it's always from reputable sources, is that this D7300 will have 4K video, and it looks like it might mimic kind of what the D500 is. Now, I'm sure it won't shoot as fast or be as accurate as the D500, but because that would almost render the D500 useless, it's going to have something similar. Now, once again, the D500 is $2,000. The D7000 line typically runs between $900 to $1,200. So you're still saving almost $1,000 in that regards. Now, I posted this on Facebook and I just asked what are your thoughts? And we have Mike James from the Pedopicto Photography Podcast. Thanks always for talking. Brings up a great point about there's only so much that you can put in the cameras. Like, everything is getting mundane and boring, and I 100% agree. And Sony has been doing a lot, but what else can they do? They've really done a lot, and has not made the perfect camera yet, in my opinion. The other big point is something Andy brought up, and it is definitely an interesting point. So the Nikon has the D3000 line, D5000 line, D7000 line, 610, 750, 800, etc. go up. I almost finished there. Anyway, he said that the D7000 is a pointless model, and one of the ones should be gotten rid of. D3000 line is absolutely perfect for what it is. It's priced pretty well. You get a lot of features, especially like the D3300, the D3400, no aliasing filter and everything like that. But the big things that you miss, for example, is a great build quality, a little bit of image quality, obviously low light, be it crop, functionality of the camera, having a more professional feeling camera, more external buttons, and having built-in focusing motors to use more lenses. Now most lenses nowadays, newer ones, will have the motor built into them, so that's not going to be an issue. But even some of the ones just from a couple years ago might not have them in there. So if you're using that camera, it renders it useless, and you have to be manual focus. Now, Andy was saying that it should be pretty much the D7000 should be getting rid of, because they have to get rid of something. The D5000 line has always really kind of intrigued me, and I don't know if that's necessarily necessary. It essentially gave you like Wi-Fi at first and a flip screen, not touch or anything. So I don't really know if the 5000 line means anything, because it also doesn't have a focus motor. So in regards to that, I would get rid of the 5000 line, keep the 3000 for entry level. D7000 is a great prosumer body. That's essentially kind of the Canon, even though it's not really a good video camera on the Nikon, it's like the Canon 7D, 80D type-esque you're getting there anyway. So that's just my opinion in regards to that. So we might be seeing the D7300 and getting more information about that soon. But let me know your thoughts down below. As a Nikon shooter, is this a big deal? Would 4K in this consumer camera make sense? Or will it hurt the sales of the the D500? I think it might. Another announcement that we're definitely going to hear on May 15th will be for a mirrorless camera, and it will be something like the Nikon One S2. And this is very entry level. It's like $300 and under. That's what the S1 is right now. And whatever. You can look further into that. So they are still going to be doing mirrorless cameras, just a bit boring. As you see right here, this is what you can get the first model for. Now, the second point is for you Canon photographers out there, and that is the SL2. coming out, and that's a very, very small and compact camera. Now, there is nothing 100% specific about it, but the SL1 was very popular for many reasons. It was small, easy to use, easy to bring around, and that's the allure of mirrorless cameras as well. So, as you see right here, it's small, it's portable, it's a crop sensor. You can get a lot with it, interchangeable lenses and everything. It is definitely a decent idea. I don't know if it really needs an upgrade for what it is. Maybe there's probably just going to throw in a faster processor and go from there, make the autofocusing a little faster, because it is a little dated at this point, but it's nothing that really excites me. They're not going to throw 4K into this thing. They're not going to do anything to make it great. And this possibly having, dual pixel autofocusing would be a bit interesting, as we've seen like the 77D have it, and now the T7i that'll come out in pretty much a month now. So that'll be interesting as well. I just don't know if the SL2 is really needed, but it's really essentially just an update because the SL1, sells pretty well. It's gotten 5-star reviews pretty much everywhere. But if you want one now, they're pretty dirt cheap for like $500 without a lens, $400. But this is the new things coming out now, and I just think it's a great discussion point for what it is. Maybe this will be worth getting. It's small, it's light, it's compact, it has a flip screen and everything, or no, this doesn't have a flip screen. Maybe the new one will have a flip screen. You never know. Let me know your thoughts. D7300, is the D7000 line worth it? Should 4K video be in this? Will that hurt the D500 sales? Or the Canon SL1, SL2? Do you have anything in regards to that? Let me know down below as well. Hopefully this is an interesting discussion. Let's talk about it, and let's see if Nikon will do anything. Probably not.